guys, I'm Girl Gone Bookish. So it's time for Tuesday Talks, and this is where I just kind of talk about a book that I read in the previous month. And I'm going to try to do these closer to the beginning of the month instead of on the 15th. But yeah, it's just really informal. It's kind of like a review, but I don't like to use the R word because I suck at those. So yeah, let's just get started. And let me apologize for the video quality. I have to record on my webcam because I have my other camera doing something. So yeah. So the book that I want to talk to you about that I read in February is Anna and the French Kiss by, what is her name? Stephanie Perkins. I didn't want to look at the book. I was trying really hard to remember. I loved this book, so that's why I wanted to share this with you. A lot of people have read it, and they were talking about how good it was. And if you have been watching this channel for a while, hopefully you know about my collab channel, Bookish Friends. And we had to choose a book for our monthly challenge that was romance. And I do not like romance at all, but everybody said this was really good, so I decided to pick it up. Even John Green has talked about it on his channel because he met Stephanie Perkins or whatever. She's like a nerd fighter. So I thought, if I'm going to read some cheesy romance, might as well be one that everyone likes. So I picked this book up. First of all, the covers of these books, there's Lola and the Boy Next Door, and then there's a third one coming out, but they've changed the covers. I actually don't love these covers, but I don't like the new covers even more. These are just kind of cute. I don't know. They're kind of cheesy. I don't know. But I don't like the new covers. And it kind of sucks because I've already bought this book and then I want to read Lola and the Boy Next Door. So now when the third one comes out, it's going to not match my other two. So I hate it when they do that. But anyway, that has nothing to do with the content of the book. So basically this book is about a girl named Anna, obviously. And her parents sent her away in her senior year to a boarding school in Paris, France. And I think that's kind of cruel because she didn't want to go. I forgot the reason they sent her actually, but she didn't really want to go into her senior year. So I thought that was kind of mean of them to do that. She's getting ready to go to college. She probably wants to graduate with her friends and they're sending her off to boarding school. Even though it's in Paris, it still just wasn't cool for them to do that. If you're going to send your kid to boarding school, you should do it in their freshman year or something. Anyway, she goes, she's feeling kind of out of place. Everyone speaks French. She's really nervous because she doesn't know the first word of French. But she falls in with this group of kids that are really nice to her, and they all become really good friends. And there's this one boy, his name is St. Clair. His first name is something I cannot pronounce, but he goes by St. Clair through most of the book. Anyway, and Anna kind of develops a crush on him. There's kind of a flirtation going on there. But he has a girlfriend, and over the months, they get to know each other, they get really close, she really likes him, some things happen between them that make her think that he likes her too, but, she's like, you have a girlfriend, what's going on, and then he's all of a sudden kind of moody towards the end of the book, middle end of the book, and he's angry a lot, and kind of snippy with her. But then they have to spend a long weekend together over Thanksgiving, and he's so nice to her. They even sleep together, not sleep together, but sleep in the same bed. And he's just so nice, and she feels like they get close, but then when everybody else comes back, he's kind of a jerk to her again, and she doesn't understand this, she doesn't know what's going on, it's tearing her up. However, while all of this is going on, they talk a lot about what it's like to be in France, so it's not just all concentrating on Anna and her feelings for this guy. It's not all that, or I wouldn't have been able to get through this book, because that is not at all what I like in a book. And if it had been all teenagery, emotional, I wouldn't have been able to handle it. So the parts that I did like were, she goes out in Paris, he takes her to all these really cool places, she talks about a lot of things she gets to do and how things are different there than in America, so I really enjoyed that. And like I said, the romance part wasn't so overwhelmingly mushy and squishy that you couldn't get through it, and the emotions, if it was really dramatic, I would have liked it, so don't let that put you off. Towards the end of the book, Anna does get a little emotional, and she cries a lot. I got kind of sick of hearing her cry, and talk about her feelings. So I did get a little bit sick of that towards the end, but it wasn't enough to ruin the book for me or anything. So the reason St. Clair, let's talk about him. The reason St. Clair is kind of being this way with her is because you know, I'm not going to tell you what happens, but I think it's like he kind of likes her, but he has this girlfriend, and, you know, I don't want to say too much. You have to read it to find out if they break up and if him and Anna gets together. But I can tell you that I did like the way the book went, and I did like how it ended up. The companion novel to this is the one I mentioned before. It's Lola and the Boy Next Door, and it's a companion novel, not a sequel. So while Lola and the Boy Next Door, they have their own thing going on, I hear that Anna and St. Clair are in this book, so in the second book, so not the second book, the companion novel. So I'm excited to read it and see what happens and see how everything goes together. I heard a lot of people say that Lola and the Boy Next Door was actually a better book than this one. But I just really loved it. It was just really sweet. There are parts that are awkward, and I don't love the awkward moments because, like I said, I have been there and done that. I was a teenager once upon a time, and I did all that stuff, and so it makes me uncomfortable to read about. I could just, it makes me cringe. So there were a few parts like that, but at the same time, it kind of makes you reminisce about the first time you fell in love, the first time you kissed a boy, the first time you slept in the same bed, didn't do anything physical with a boy, things like that. And it was just a really honest and sweet book. The way her writing style is really fresh and refreshing, and I just really enjoyed that. So I can't say enough good things about this book, and I really liked Stephanie Perkins' writing style. Like, I think more than anything, it was her writing style that really sells this book. So I definitely think you should check it out if you're a person who doesn't really love romance, but for whatever reason you need to read a romance book, or even if you just want to try the romance genre, this would be a good book to start. It's YA, obviously. So yeah, I don't know. I just really recommend it, and I think I gave it like 4 or 5 stars on GoodReads. I can't remember off the top of my head, but let me check as a matter of fact, because I want to give you an accurate star rating. Okay, so I checked it on GoodReads. I did only give it 4 stars, and my comments on GoodReads were because the last quarter of the book she was kind of wishy-washy, and the way she cried all the time kind of got on my nerves. But that was really my only complaint about the book. So yeah, I definitely recommend that you check this out. I'm going to read Lola and the Boy Next Door as soon as I get my TBR list read down a little bit. I say way too much. I really need to break myself of that habit. But anyway, this is my book that I chose to talk about that I read last month. And like I said, I'm going to try to move these Tuesday talks up to the first week of the month, so that way I can tell you about the books that I just read while they're still fresh in my little head, because I forget things. So yeah, guys, go check this out and tell me what you think about it if you have read it. And I will see you guys next month on the first Tuesday of the month. That is my goal. And I will see you guys later on in the week. Bye.